In this quick tutorial, I'll teach you how to add a signature to your digital artwork. Here's an example of a finished painting that I'd like to sign. I don't always sign my paintings, but I will do it this time to demonstrate. First, create a separate layer for your signature. You can do this from the Layers panel, or maybe even the Layers menu. Next, I'll choose a brush to sign with. I prefer a basic hard-edge round brush that is fully opaque and has size linked to pen pressure. Many art apps have a brush like this. I'll just use my initials because I don't want my signature to be too distracting, but you can sign it however you like. You might want to zoom in or out to a comfortable level to make it easier to write. And avoid using too much brush stabilization because it might make it more difficult to write. You might also want to calibrate your pen pressure. I have a reference video showing how to do that. The size of your brush also matters. Too thin and it might be hard to see. Too thick and it might look sloppy. Don't worry about getting it perfect the first time. Since you are working on a layer, you can undo and try again as many times as is necessary. If the signature is too large, you can transform it to scale it down. I would avoid enlarging the signature since it might make it look sort of blurry. With the signature on its own layer, I can move it around to experiment with different locations. I can also change the color to whatever I like simply by using an HSV filter. If you don't have filters, then it might be possible to lock the layer transparency and paint over it with a different color. You might also consider creating a preset signature asset that you bring into new paintings to save time. To do this, create a signature on a canvas without a background, then save it as a format that supports transparency like PNG. Now you can place this signature into future artwork you create. Just make sure it's large enough to be used in your largest paintings. It might even be more convenient to create the signature in vector format since that has an infinite resolution. I have even seen artists use a symbol rather than a signature, so feel free to get creative. To learn more about saving with a transparent background and drawing in vector format, I have reference videos on those subjects. Once your artwork has been signed, be sure to save as a format that will preserve your layers, such as your art software's native format. In the case of Photoshop, this would be PSD, or if you're using Krita, it would be the KRA format. You can also use TIFF, which is fairly universal. Other formats like JPEG or PNG will discard your layers, and the signature will be stuck there. It's best to keep the signature separate in case you ever need to remove it. For example, let's say you make a print that needs to be cropped. If the signature would be getting cut off, then it's easier to just move the layer than to remove the signature and sign it again. Should you need a file that is on a single layer, then save a copy. That's the end of this tutorial. Now go sign some artwork.